so now we're gonna get this recipe started. Of course, we have to preheat the oven. So we're gonna preheat the oven for 350 degrees. We're going to get 360 grams of oats. I like to use the old-fashioned oats, and we're going to pour those into a nice blender. I've got the Ninja here, and we're going to do for about 20 to 30 seconds to make it nice and blended like a flour, and get that going really well. Now, our next ingredient we're gonna add, gotta sweeten this thing up, and we're gonna do that with 45 grams of stevia. I like to use stevia in a bag to make it easier in a powder form. You can use another form of method if you like, but I like the powder form. Now, our next ingredient we're gonna add is a good old pinch of salt. So I usually use a good heaping pinch of salt, but just a pinch of salt is all we need to add to this recipe. Now, the main next ingredient we have to add is 100 grams of PB2. Now, this is original. You can add some other forms or flavors of PB2 if you like. I've seen chocolate and other sorts, but I prefer the plain original PB2. This definitely adds a nice moisture, thickness in the oatmeal. That I've done it without it, and you definitely need it. So 100 grams of PB2. Now next, we have 12 grams of cinnamon. So I have forgotten the cinnamon, and as little as this is, it's a big addition to this recipe. So 12 grams of cinnamon we're gonna add to the mix. And now we're gonna add 3 cups of unsweetened almond milk into our mix so we can blend this bad boy up. Now we're gonna put the lid on the mixer and get this bad boy mixing up super well. Now, as we're mixing, you wanna make sure there's nothing sticking to the side, so typically I'll stop it a few seconds down the road and take off the lid, scrape the side just a little bit with a spatula, and then put the lid back on and continue mixing to make sure it's all thoroughly mixed in. Now next, we're gonna add a good old glass. I like to use glass, 9x9 baking dish to pour our mixture in because it's gonna easily make 9 equal squares. And now we're gonna add, or weigh out, 63 grams of Lily's chocolate chips, man. You can use different flavored chips if you want, but I just prefer the plain chocolate chips, and I always get the Lily's with stevia. Now let's add some fun. Let's take those chips and let's sprinkle them all across the top, making sure we're getting edge to edge from side to side, front to back of nice chocolate chips. Now, you could, and I've done it before, grab a spoon and mash them down in your mix so it's not sitting on the top of the surface, they're actually underneath. But for this time, I'm gonna leave them on top. And now that we got our mix done and we got the chocolate chips on top, we're going to add it to our preheated oven, and we're gonna bake for 23 minutes. Yes, 23 minutes. Now, of course, it depends on your oven. Of course, and you may have a little range of, let's say, 22 to 25 minutes, but 23 works perfect for me every single time, so we're going with that. Now, once your time is up, we're gonna grab our mix or our baking dish out of the pan with obviously a warm glove to not burn ourselves, and we're going to set it aside to let it cool. Typically, I like to let it cool for at least 1 to 2 hours, sometimes longer, but I want it to really fully cool down and kind of solidify a little bit before I put it into the refrigerator or put any type of aluminum foil on it to put in the refrigerator to cut up later. Man, I'm telling you, look at these chocolate chips. These things are glistening as they're being melted on top of our mix. It's, I mean, coming out of the oven, and man, you want to eat it right away, but you can't, you gotta wait, but it looks so good at this stage. So now that we're cooled off, you can do it, like I say, 1 or 2 hours later, next morning after it's been in the fridge, but now it's cooled off, we're going to take some type of cutting utensil, and we're going to divide it out into 9 equal pieces. And then once we do that, I typically will do 2 per container for all my meal prep. So as you see here, I'm putting 2 per container. Now once we have all these divided out into containers, so like I said, I have 2 per container, and I usually end up with 1 by itself in a container, but I add the most important ingredient, and that's peanut butter. I use natural peanut butter, of course, but only 8 grams, and make sure you weigh your 8 grams because a little goes a long way. Wow, look at this. With this only being 300 calories, 46 grams of carbs, 11 grams of fat, and 14 grams of protein, I'm telling you, this can definitely fit into your meal plan. As a matter of fact, if it's on my refeed day, because I love you so much, I'd rather have this than most other desserts, because it's like a dessert to me. It's so good. I'm telling you guys, look how thick this is. Oh my goodness, let me see that. Oh man. I'm telling you, I make this every single week. You guys, this will not disappoint. Put this in your meal plan, give it a try. Again, we make it on a 9x9 pan, so it gives us 9 squares, and it's so easy to make, so delicious, so good. Oh my goodness. I just want you guys to just look at that, and I want you to let me know in the comments how much you like it, because it works every single time. Looks amazing, and I can take it with me and put it in my meal bag, and it lasts all day long. So hope you guys enjoy this, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.